This is Cool Japan, and in this video we're going to take a look at the amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech Batman. This is number 9 of the amazing Yamaguchi series, and so far I love them all. Except for this one. I mean, I do like this one, but there is one huge issue that I have with this figure. But before I go through that, let's just take a look at the box. Here it is, amazing Yamaguchi, powered by Revoltech, Batman, number 9. You can see the backdrop in there, it looks really nice. I'll take that out in a second. On the side, you see Batman in a nice cool pose using his cape as a shield. On the other side, it just says Batman, and you can see a bunch of different shots of the comic book Batman and a shot of him there crouching. On the other side, it said, on the back it says, "I'm God Don Batman." I'm Batman, God darn it. And snacks at this hour. Wapow. But yeah, this is the back. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of expect this with the amazing Yamaguchi line. Just get a bunch of crazy artwork. Looks really nice. Alright, and then let's take a look at the figure one more time. And before I talk about the figure, let's look at the accessories because, whoops. Let's talk about the accessories because he does have a few. First up, let's look at his hands. He has these splayed out hands. He's got 2 of those, which are really nice. A lot of movement in his hand. His pinky in this one almost looks like it's broken. Alright, and next up we have trigger finger hands. He uses this for his grappling hook and also his batarang, which is really nice. Let's look at the batarang actually real quick. Here's a batarang, and it comes with 1. I wish it came with 2, but you can stick this in his hand like so. So you can stick the batarang in his hand. You can make it like this, stick it in like that so he's about to throw it, or you can fit it in his gripping hand kind of like this. Make him use it as like a small blade or something. Thought that was pretty cool. Alright, and next up we can look at the grappling hook or just a regular pistol, which looks pretty cool. You get 2 versions of that. You get this one with the grappling hook popping out like that, and it comes with his hand attached right there. And what's cool about this is you can hook it on a ledge, and this will actually support Batman. They made it strong enough to support the figure, so that's pretty cool. You can have him hanging from a ledge or something. He comes with 2 other hands. These hands are gripping the cape. You can see his hand right there. This goes where his hands would go, and you can use it as like a shield. Like prop his hand up there, and he can use his cape as a shield, or, you know, whatever. Thought that was pretty cool. Nice addition. And last thing that comes with him is his alternate face. This is his teeth gritting face. I don't really like the look of this face. I mean, this face is good. I like that. But once he starts gritting his teeth, he doesn't really look like Batman. He kind of looks like an Asian Batman, like a Japanese-faced Batman, which is kind of... I don't really like that. I do like his regular stern face, though. That one is fine. Alright, and there's one more there's actually one more accessory we need to talk about. That's a giant accessory here. Let me get Batman off. And it's his cape. His cape is like a nightmare. This is his cape. Second part. There's just so many parts to his cape. It's just crazy. You see that? Tons of cape parts. And I counted, that's 16 pieces of cape. You don't use all of them at once. I mean, you just use these. These are the main 4 that you'll be using to make his cape. These are extra for, I don't know, depending on the pose you want to make. And I think these are the smaller ones. These hook on to the actual shield hands so you can make the cape look like a shield. But these are just, the whole cape thing is a nightmare. They're hard to pose, and they're like hard plastic. They don't really bend much, and they are gappy as heck. There's no pose where you can make them all come together to make it look like one piece. You're always gonna have these gaps no matter how you pose it. So, and they're hard to pose. I just really don't like this cape at all. I will be taking some pictures with the cape on, but for the most part, I'll probably be using the figure without his cape, just because it's just so hard to deal with. Hopefully, well, I mean, obviously, there's going to be somebody out there making custom capes for him, custom cloth capes, and I will definitely be buying those. I mean, it was the same with Magneto. Amazing Yamaguchi just doesn't do capes very well. I mean, I get the style that they're going for. You know, they want these dynamic, crazy-looking capes. Just doesn't work. It's just too much of a hassle. Anyway, let's talk about Batman's articulation. And if you're familiar with Amazing Yamaguchi or Revoltech in general, you'll know that he gets into the craziest poses. Basically, he can do anything. These cape parts are on a Revoltech joint, so you can move them any which way you want. His arm goes up about that much. It's a double ball Revoltech joint. His arm, you can push it in that much. Pretty good. And this joint is actually the same as the Captain America. If you have Captain America, you'll know what to expect, except this time they didn't make it loose. It's on there really well. So that is awesome. His wrist is on another Revoltech joint. He's got this thing, but this is different from the other Revoltech characters like Wolverine, Captain America. This doesn't drop down. The only use of this one is that you can push it around like that, giving him a butterfly joint. Basically, it's a butterfly joint. So you can have him punching across. You just push this one. The other one does the same thing. So that's pretty cool. I like this. I dig it. That's cool. Right, and next up is his waist and stomach joint. He can crunch all the way, as with any other Revoltech figure. He can look all the way down. He can arch his back a little bit. You don't get a hole here, which is nice. They were able to hide that. If you force it, you can see a hole, but it doesn't stay like that. His head looks up all the way, which is great. And it doesn't really look down, but you've got the crunch, so it'll look down anyway. His belt is a nice gold color. They're also on tiny Revoltech joints, which is nice, pretty cool. His legs, they can kick out all the way. He'll do the complete splits, which not a lot of figures do, but I'm really happy that Batman can do that. He's got a cut in his upper thigh. Looks kind of weird, but when you're posing it, it works. It works really nicely. His knees are, Revoltech's been doing this lately. It's just There's no Revoltech joint, it's just this little hinge, which works out well. This kneecap could have used a Revoltech joint like Deadpool. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that. And his foot is also on a Revoltech joint. Goes up and down. You can pivot it like that. And he's got a toe joint. So the articulation is really good. Batman looks really good, especially without his cape. You can see the detail is really nice. The clothing detail, all the little wrinkles. His Batman logo is nice and shiny. His belt especially looks really cool. And yeah, the paint and sculpt is beautiful on this guy. His back looks like this. It's not as heavy as Magneto was, so he has no problems standing. And even when you put on his cape, he has no problems standing straight. So yeah, this is amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Batman. If you stay tuned, I'll post some pictures on this video. So yeah, check it out.